Burn after reading this. Wait. What? What's up, y'all? It's your boy Pascal back at it again with another pop-up video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, The Pascal Show. One word, hit that like button down below, and let's not forget to crush that subscribe button if this is your first time checking out this channel right here. Anyway, guys, yes, I'm enjoying my birthday weekend. It's been a wonderful thing, but I had to jump on here and chop it up with you guys about this new information that just recently came out. Now, we have already seen a notes, okay, a journal entry or a note where Brian Laundrie wrote about the experience of taking Gabby Petito's life. We saw that just on Friday. That came out of nowhere. It broke on that day, crazy day of all this crazy news that's come out politically and, obviously revolving around this particular story in this particular case. Now there's new information that is just being said. We haven't seen it yet, but apparently Roberta Laundrie, I like to call her Roberta Laundrie, wrote a letter to Brian Laundrie, and on the actual envelope, it said, "Burn after you read this." This is absolutely insane, y'all. Why would a mother say burn after you read this if it's just a letter of just saying, "Hey, I love you, honey, you're the best son I ever had," that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? If it's just a nice little letter and contains nothing maybe incriminating, why would you say burn after you read this, right? Well, we got to get into this article. We got a little bit here. This is just strange to me, y'all. Pat Riley, the attorney who represents Gabby's parents, Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt, sent a statement to WFLA.com after expressing shock that the notebook contents were revealed. Now, let's be real, though, really quick. Only a few pages, okay? Only a few pages were presented, okay? This is not like suddenly this is a, they just gave the whole notebook away and said, "Hey, go through it all you want and get all this stuff exposed." No, they only put out a few pages. That big whole entry that we read, which part of me feels like somebody else wrote that. Now, it could have very well been Brian Laundrie, but it just doesn't seem like it just doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like the math is mathing on this one for me. But then again, maybe he was just bold-faced lying about what happened to Gabby, the last few moments that he had with Gabby, so on and so forth. But we still don't know anything. All we have are those few pages. I think it's somewhere around 7 to 8 pages of this entry where he basically just exposed everything. But to me, I feel like those are all lies, all of it. But let's continue here, okay? Alleged letter to Brian, okay? And this is what Riley said. "I find it ironic that Mr. Bernalino, the lawyer for the Laundries, says he was in full transparency releasing this. Well, someone should ask him, why doesn't he release the entire notebook? But more importantly, ask him why he doesn't release Roberta Laundrie's letter to her son." This is what Riley said. Riley claims that the letter appears to be written by Brian's mother, Roberta. I like to call her Roberta, to her son after Gabby's life was taken. This is what they say. This is allegedly after. Okay, Bertolino has that letter, according to Riley, who said he doesn't have a copy. So obviously Riley has seen this. Okay, the Petito family's attorney has seen this, but the only person that has an actual copy of this, has the original copy, is Mr. Bernalino, okay? Is the Laundrie family's attorney. There's some pretty extreme things she said in there that, without having the letter here to quote it, I don't want to say. But I will simply tell you that there's some pretty extreme things that were contained in that letter. According to Riley, the letter was undated, so it's not entirely clear when it was written. However, Riley claims it was, quote unquote, certainly based on what's contained within that letter. It would appear as though the letter were written after Gabby was killed and before Brian took his own life. I will tell you, by the way, that on the envelope that contained the letter, the words "burn after you read this" were written, Riley said. Riley also told the WFLA.com that the letter is one of the items that was revealed Friday during a meeting between him and Bertolino at the FBI Tampa offices. I don't know if that letter was written before or after he came back to Northport, but the most I want to say is that there was an offer to assist Brian with some things in that letter. Smoking gun right there. Let me just tell you this. Basically, they're saying that's basically proof that when he came back home, he confessed. He told his parents, or at least he told Roberta something. And of course, in that, if they say most I want to say is that there was an offer to assist him. They wanted to help him out, like try to kick rocks, go out on the lam, get out of here, get out in these wilderness streets. Did she know? Did Roberta and Chris, the parents of Brian, did they know what he was planning on doing? Did they know he was going to go out into the swamp, go out in these wilderness streets and disappear? Did they know that he was going to go and do what he planned on doing? What is in this letter that would make you say, burn after reading this? That's the question. It's not a thing of like, hey, son, I love you. We appreciate you, so on and so forth. You know, one of those nice, loving letters that you would get from your parents or something like that, right? Okay. But no. Why would you say burn after reading this if you don't have something that may be incriminating in that letter? Like, oh, we will help you out. We will give you money so we can get you on a plane and fly you out of this country. We will hook you up with X, Y, and Z. We got friends in very interesting places and very important places that can maybe help you get out of town and disappear, kind of thing. Or we will just give you some money. We'll make sure you have snacks, a bag filled with camping gear, and when you leave, you leave. We don't know when you're going to leave, but we can leave stuff on a table and you can just grab it and disappear. Doesn't mean that we know where you went. So we can't say we know where you went. You see what I'm saying? This is just crazy to me. Okay. Burn after reading this. Bruh, this is insane. Obviously, a lawsuit has been filed by the Petito family, and they claim that the Laundries knew about Gabby's murder and were planning to help Brian leave the country. Riley has previously alluded to the existence of evidence to back that claim. So he says, that's not a part of the note, not to my recollection. According to Riley, the letter was found in the Laundrie family's home, but was taken out of the van that Brian and Gabby had been traveling the country in. I led to believe he received that before he came back to Northport, but I don't know for certain. Bertolino confirmed the existence of the letter Friday in a message to WFLA Now's JB Bueno. So he says, apparently he's saying, I do know it's a movie, and what she wrote on the cover of the letter to Brian many months before the trip had the title of the movie on there. So now they're saying it was from a movie, and there is a movie, okay, called Burn After Reading. But at the same time, this just seems strange that she would put that on the front of a envelope, especially surrounding this whole situation. Okay. Now, during the exclusive call with WFLA.com, Riley spoke about the confession and the explanation of Gabby's death that was released from Brian Laundrie's notebook on Friday. That's a version, he said. There's another version, and I don't have a copy of that version, of that other version yet. But I've been advised there's another version that he authored that we will be getting, hopefully through the Freedom of Information request, that does not entirely match up with this particular version. According to Riley, the alleged second confession is quote unquote on a device. Okay. Is it a typed out note? This is what JB asked Riley. Riley responded, to the best of my knowledge, yes. When asked about the confession released Friday from Brian Laundrie's notebook, Riley said he does not believe the story. And I completely agree. I don't believe that story. I don't believe the entry, the journal entry, the confession, let's just say, that he put on that little notepad. You see what I'm saying? Now, that could have been written by him for sure. It could have been written by somebody else as well. But for me, it just doesn't make any sense. Then on top of that, you have a letter that's been given that was written out. And in this, on the top of that envelope, it says, burn after reading this. That just doesn't make any sense, especially when everything that's surrounding Gabby and the death of Gabby and what he did to her and what he says he did to her and what everybody is speculating on how she was taken, how her life was taken. It is just a bad look. Why would you say burn after reading this if it's not just a letter saying how much I love you? If it's not just a nice, cozy, warm letter of just her showering him with love in a letter, why would you say burn after reading this? That's just something that doesn't make sense to me. Now they say that there's another confession out here as well that most likely was written on a computer, or maybe it was sent in a text message, but they say it wasn't written by hand. It was written on a device. And they're saying now that that confession may not go along with this notepad that we all saw on Friday. So the question still remains. Did Brian Laundrie write that? And if he did write that, was it 110% the truth? And then now you got this other question. With Roberta's letter, is there confirmation of them knowing that he did what he did and they were trying to help him get the hell out of town? Were they trying to help him kick rocks? That still is yet to be known. But I think that once they release this letter, which I hope they do very soon, it will hopefully expose a lot of things. And then, hopefully we can get a little bit more closure for Gabby and for the Petito family. But burn after reading this? I don't know, y'all. I just don't know. This is sus as hell. And I think there is an admission of her and Chris, Roberta and Chris, trying to do everything they can to get their son out of Dodge. But we'll see. Only time will tell. Hopefully they will release this letter so that we all can look at it with our own two eyes. But as we're seeing now, it sounds like there's contradicting stories on what happened between Brian and Gabby on that fateful day where he took her life. So we'll see. More information will be coming out here very, very soon. It's just sad. It's just, this whole thing is really sad for real. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Okay. Do you think there's an admission of her and Chris trying to get him out of Dodge, trying to get him away, maybe leaving the country or something like that? Maybe there's details in there, right? Or do you think it's just literally like a letter of love to her son? You know what I mean? Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Don't forget to hit that like button down below and most definitely crush that subscribe button. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. We just crossed over the 70,000 subscriber mark. We're working towards 100,000. Be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. So hit that subscribe button. Support, support, support. And check out my merch. Link is down in the description box down below. Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next video. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.